Well, hello there, folks. Justin here. What I'm going to do today, I don't know, I might have to do a little bit of shuffling through and everything, but I want to teach you about the mark of the beast and the reality of exactly what it is, because many people just don't know. Or they believe it's a computer chip implanted under your skin, or a barcode tattooed on your forehead. And no, it's none of these. The best way to understand the wordings of the Bible is the Strong's Concordance. It's got every word of the Bible, every Greek word, every Hebrew and Aramaic word, and their meanings. And there are many meanings for the words that are in the Bible. So, we're going to talk about the mark of the beast. So then I've got to get to Revelation chapter 13. Now first, I just want you to know, in Revelations, when they use the word sea, S-E-A, like the ocean or sea, let's go here into the Strong's Concordance. Just as a footnote, sea in Greek is thalassa, and it's got a pretty lengthy little definition here, but let's see. In Revelations, in combination, metaphorically, the ungodly men, symbolically, let's see, holiness, it's people. Symbolic of the final Gentile power dominating the federated nations. So the word sea is people, many people. And I start on Revelation chapter 13. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now let's get this straight. This is not a literal beast. This is not a monster coming out. This is, when the Bible references beasts, it is always a land or a kingdom or a people. 7. Well, let's think. There's 7 continents on this world, and all of them have governments. And the infamous speech of George H.W. Bush, when he talked about the New World Order, well, look, the United Nations. The beast is a one-world government system. I'll continue. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And this dragon that speaks of is nothing but the old devil, the serpent in the garden, Satan. Now, it referenced a leopard. This probably references Africa, Ethiopia, somewhere around that area. His feet were like the feet of a bear, obviously. Bear, reference to Russia. And look what's going on right now. In the mouth of a lion. Lion always represents Judah. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshipped the dragon, who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And who is able to make war with a one governmental new world order, one world system, one world government? And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. And note this word lamb, capital L. This would be Jesus. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So here is the one government system rising up out of the people. But there is another beast in Revelation. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth this time. And he had 2 horns like a lamb. Note, lamb. It's always thought of as a sacrificial animal. Well, that's why we look at Jesus and call him the Lamb with a capital L. But this Lamb is not a capital L. This is a lowercase l. Had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. And who is the dragon? This would mean that the Antichrist, one will come that will act and be like Jesus. But it will not be Jesus. He will even do miracles and bring peace. But if you worship him, you will be deceived. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast, who was wounded by the sword and lived. He's coming with peace, not with war. The first beast will make war with the second beast. This is a religious beast, the Antichrist. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. I'll get to that in a second. And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Of course, we all know that. Where did these 3 6s come from? It's not just a number thrown in there. If you to read the book of Revelations, there are 7 first 7 seals, 7 trumps, and 7 vials or bowls of wrath to be poured out. But it is in the 6th seal, the 6th trump, and the 6th vial or bowl that is when the Antichrist comes, and it always references to Satan or the devil. That is why his number is 666, because it is the 6th of each of these turmoils and wisdoms. But let's see here. To place a mark in the right hand or in the forehead. Now this mark you think of wouldn't be a physical mark that you could see, but when they say in the forehead, they speak about in your mind. If you worship this beast, you'll be promised everything in the world. You'll be promised free. All your bills are paid. You're going to float up to heaven like in the rapture. No, this is not going to happen, because this is the Antichrist. This is not the Christ. This is not Jesus, who actually comes back on the 7th. The number of the Son of Man or God is 777. Always 7, and 7 in the Bible actually means spiritual completeness. But I will tell you now that the mark in the right hand does not specifically mean the right hand, but the Bible mostly always references the right hand side opposed to the left. But what do you do with your hands? You do works. You work with them. you toil. So, if you've got the mark of the beast that is in your hand, you are doing evil works. And if you've got the mark of the beast in your forehead, then you are thinking and worshiping evil, dastardly things. And this is just a short thing I'd put together just to make it clear so you could understand. But it's not so complicated and scary as many people think. Explained, a child can understand it. Anyway, I hope you watch and I hope you listen and heed the warning when Jesus, which is not Jesus, but it will look like Jesus, comes and offers peace and does miracles in the sight of men and wants to bring about world peace. You will know that this is not the true Jesus. This is the Antichrist, the devil incarnate, the son of perdition, the serpent, the dragon, the devil, and Satan. Lord, I ask that you lead, guide, direct, Father, touch, in Jesus' precious name. Amen.